so your YouTube show, it was just, we were just chatting about it. Like,
no intro.
No, it's so
Nothing.
much. Oh, there's no intro. Melissa Andre's here. She's back. That's it. That's back. We're just going into it.
Okay, let's go.
Because even on the podcast, like twice now. And like every time we're here, we always say we need more.
Guys.
Because first of all, the shit that you do, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, like, it's next level. It's over the top. It's drama. But now you have like you just create content around it. I love it.
I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have a really, really exciting episode coming out with Alana Hadid and Bella and Gigi are in it, and we're the whole fam. And Bella is like, you would think that I talked to her before this. Like, I had to ask Alana, I'm like, did you tell her to say this? She's literally like, my future wedding preparer, Melissa Andre. I want to work for Madco. I want to be a Madco girl. I'm like, this has got to be a joke. But anyway, that one's 90% of the way done.
Yeah.
But if you've ever made a YouTube, maybe for some people they're easy, but I actually find them incredibly
because you're a Virgo that
difficult.
wants to know everything about everything, and
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And the style of editing is way more ramped up than like a vlog.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well, that's what I was saying. When I watch it, it feels like I'm watching like the Keeping Up or whatever the new Kardashian show is called.
We are keeping up.
Yeah.
Yes, because weddings are. You were like, is it because you're dramatic? But weddings are dramatic.
No, it's not. You are a little dramatic, but
I feel I'm appropriately.
Yeah. No, you match the energy. You match it.
What's going on?
Yes. Well, it's also that you're like a major perfectionist, which is why your events are at the level that they are. Like, you know, it's funny because it's Madco. I feel like there's a little bit of madness that goes into it.
I always say the method to our Madconess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a little bit crazy. And this wedding, like Alana Hadid's wedding, was like barely dramatic. But the episode is it's very entertaining. But I did this gigantic, very, very, very high-end wedding for Jesse Buss, who owns the Lakers, and his wife Sarah, and we got like 10 episodes out of this wedding because it was this 8-day build, and we laid this like massive floor over their swimming pool and turned it into this 110-foot tunnel that was like curved and had 15,000 stems of sweet pea in it. That, you know, so it was this like very, very gigantic production. Like Lil Wayne performed at the wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Leon Bridges sang their first dance song. Like,
I need to know, maybe you can't tell me the exact budget, but what are we talking about? How many millions?
I can't
Low,
tell you.
middle, high?
I can't tell you the exact budget. But it was
a healthy budget?
It was healthy.
Okay.
It was healthy. And we flew Mario Carbone in to do the food for it. So you see all of this, and we got 11 episodes because we were like whittling away, like, okay, I guess this is a throwaway scene. This is a throwaway scene. And I'm like, how is this throwaway? But you gotta edit. You have to edit somewhere, or you guys would have been watching, or whoever's watching the episodes would have been watching for 8 days straight.
Wow.
Because that is what was going on.
To produce that kind of wedding. How many guests were there?
There was 200 guests.
And there was no phones?
No, people could have phones.
They did.
Yes.
Like, people were taking photos, capturing along the way?
They're chill. They're chill.
Okay.
Bride Sarah is so chill. Like almost too chill.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
You were more stressed.
oh my God, I'm always way more like, I don't even know the word. I was about to say a word, but made myself sound crazy. So, but I'm way more of whatever the thing is. Like when people are like, are your brides bridezillas? I'm like, no. Because like I do so much of that worrying on the back end for them that by the time it gets to them, like she was like getting her nails done or something, and I was like, I'm so nervous. I have to call her and tell her that I need to decrease the size of the dance floor because I don't know. This is like when you're building a wedding from the ground up on a tennis court and you're putting walls and you're building a kitchen that Carbone could execute in, you know, it's not the same as the wedding planning process being like, do you want ivory linens or blush? You know, it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that's more like wedding planning. We're like
building a house.
We're building a house, okay, with air conditioning and bathrooms and really like a commercial kitchen. Anyway, I was like so nervous that that I was going to have to break some news to her, because you are working off like renderings and plans. But anyone who's built a house knows that
you need wiggle room.
You need a little bit of wiggle room. Like, I remember the first time I bought a condo. Okay, I bought it pre-construction in Canada, which is where I was born in. Wow, I'm really, really changing topics a lot here. But and they were like, oh, by the way, this wall is moved, by this many feet because we had to put this pipe and this plumbing. And I was like so offended. And I was like, how could no one tell me, this is my condo. And now I do that all the time to brides. And
move walls.
Yeah, I'm just like, this wall needs to come in by 2 feet because this air conditioning unit was more like this than like that, whatever it is. So I was so nervous to tell her all these things. And she was like, if you're okay, then I'm okay, type of thing. So I was like, okay.
You're like, I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
It looked like probably, I would say, of all the weddings that have happened, like to have Carbone,
I know,
catering, like Lil Wayne, like that's the dream.
I know.
Was it just lit? Was the party lit?
DJ was Anderson.
I know.
Yeah, no, it was lit. Like they left before their guests. Yeah, I guess they were not leaving. And of course it was on their tennis court. So it was like pretty laxed in terms of like end time. But like everyone was on the dance floor, including me.
How many guests?
Only 200 guests.
Oh, only 200. That's
only 200.
Yeah.
But that's a really, really good number, I find. Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And then the Hadids, like that's a pretty major wedding, but it was very intimate and small, right?
Very intimate. It was Alana's wedding. It was in her dad's backyard. And I've been friends with Alana for over a decade. And so it was so nice to plan that, because it's like when you get to plan a wedding for someone that you've been friends with for a long time and they're someone that's like Alana, I'm sure there's some friends who wouldn't give me such an easy time, but she is so sweet and so kind. And when she was like, I'm chill, she really, really meant it, and most people say that and it's just a joke.
Then they're not.
Yeah, they're not at all. She really meant it. Like she walked down the aisle barefoot vibes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, chill.
It's funny because it's not like you're doing a lot of weddings, because the weddings that you do are so intense, literally building structures and things. You end up like becoming, I feel like, besties with most of your brides.
Yes.
It's like, how many thousands of hours are you working on their weddings and also like spending with them?
Right. So you can book my team, like Madco Studio. They also have their own weddings that I like oversee. But then people who work with me personally for creative direction, there's a small amount, like under 10 a year. And so I spend way more than I would tell anyone. Like if I was consulting someone on business, I'd be like, don't ever do this. This is like, this is outrageous. But I give such a, I don't swear.
You can swear.
I give such a fuck about my projects, about all of them. But like, the issue is that when my team is planning a wedding, they have a boss, which is me. And so when I look at their stuff and, I kind of have a sense of how long things should take, because it takes like the average, you'll know this, like it takes the average couple maybe like 300 hours or something. Yeah, it's outrageous. And so we kind of, as professionals, we have to be able to do it a little bit faster than them, I should hope. But then when it comes to my own, I could spend 3,000 hours on one project. Easy. And I pull like them off of their projects to work on mine. It's actually what not to do in business 101.
But with 10 a year, do you have like a rule about like you need to space them out a certain amount of weeks? Because like oftentimes you're in remote locations.
I have no rules. I'm so responsible. I do the projects that really, really interest me. I don't even have like, it has to be like very interesting to me, and like a place I really care about, a client I really care about, something like that. At the end of the day, it's like budget based. There's like a minimum spend, but I break it all the time when I'm like, well, I really want to do this one. So don't listen to me.
What are you interested in right now? Like what's getting you excited?
You know what I'm not excited about? I'm going to tell you, because I just did a rant about this. I just filmed a rant about this. I'm so negative.
No,
you're like, what are you loving? I'm like, I'll tell you what I'm hating.
That's fine.
I'll tell you what.
Knowing what you don't like is just as important, sometimes more important than knowing what you do like.
I don't like lots of things. My specialty is not liking stuff.
Okay.
And you know what I really don't like is, okay, I was going to say brides, but it's not their fault. It is people sending me references, AI generated references.
Oh.
Are you doing it?
No, but it's funny
okay?
because I was talking to a social media person, like a growth hacker, and they're like, you should be doing AI renderings of weddings. And that is going to
be mad at me.
Yeah. No. That was a suggestion. And I was like, the problem right now with weddings that like things are already not realistic and attainable when they're looking at Pinterest and then trying to like fit it into their $30,000 budget when it's $60,000 in floral.
Right.
We don't need to have a AI generated rendering of something that looks also unrealistic, but there's no physical way to like build it.
It's not even possible. I'm like, oh, I love this place. Is like anti-gravity convenient theories for you lane.com. What the heck? Like this could never exist. And as someone who makes things out of nothing, which is the hardest job I shouldn't say the hardest because I know that people literally save lives, but of the jobs where you don't save lives, wedding planning is the hardest one. Like of the jobs where you're not pulling humans out of burning buildings or dismantling landmines, it's wedding planning right after that. And if you have to make something from nothing, which isn't all wedding planning, but the renderings, let me tell you, they're not rendering.
Also AI lights.
A sage green linen on the table. That's not what they're bringing. Yeah. Okay. They're like, I like this venue right here. I'm like, on Mars? What the hell? Like, that's not a real cliff. That's not a real ocean. Those aren't real people. That could never happen. There's no electricity. There's no sound. There's no light. That floor
doesn't exist.
Might cave in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna take unrealistic expectations to another level.
Yeah.
Because AI hallucinates and it lies. And maybe it's getting better very quickly.
I think it's getting worse.
Okay. In some regards. So AI is good for certain things. Scanning information, processing data.
Sure.
But I do find when it comes to creativity, and this is actually a huge take, like it cannot replace a person with years and years of experience. And maybe maybe it'll get there. I don't know.
Maybe, yes, I agree. Like maybe at one point, but right now I'm like, well, maybe I'll ask her.
Well, I get annoyed / triggered when I see content that someone sends to me that is for sure AI like written. I'm like, can you just put the effort in to like unbold the words that don't need to be bolded so I can tell that you didn't just copy and paste it from chat or Gemini. So like, believe me, I love AI. I use it as tools to automate a lot of my business, but it's interesting that it's, so people are literally like giving you full renderings. They're like, I want this.
Like this has never happened. They're always like, my clients have always been like, what do you think? You know? And then it's a little bit subtle. It's very, very early on where they'll be like, if you want an idea of what I like, it's everything you've ever done, but also this fashion show for like Rick Owens. And I'm like, that's absolutely not a fashion show for Rick Owens. That is a rendering.
Yeah.
Every single thing in that is fake. Yeah, it's not real. So, I mean,
they're not doing the rendering themselves. They're seeing AI renderings and grabbing that as inspiration.
Which is worse.
Okay.
Which is worse.
Okay. I thought they were going to AI and being like, I want a Madco event with these I want a 100-foot tunnel with sweet peas. Like,
no. Okay. Because you know what? At least they would have to speak something into existence that they've seen.
So they're literally just grabbing references that are fake.
Yes. People are producing images all day long on AI, and then it's the bride or the viewer, whoever, that can't tell the difference. So I can look at it and I'm like, this is AI, but they can't.
Okay.
So that is the annoying part, because if they were like, if I were to say I want an 110-foot tunnel, guess what? I've already made that. I know that that's possible. Right? Like these are things that they're like, I didn't know this was possible, but here it is in this image.
And I'm like,
with
my own eyes.
I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
Okay.
Like, it's literally not possible.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because they're on Pinterest or on Instagram. They don't know. Oh, wow.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's better than them actually like telling AI to create
way
something.
better.
Okay.
Way better.
Wow. Okay. So what else are you not loving besides that?
I am.
How are you feeling? I like it, but I also might be a little bit more of a basic B. Like, I'm just going to say it. Like, I kind of like some.
Are you nervous?
I'm scared of what you're going to say. wedding, Melissa Andre. She's going to shut down my idea. No, I still love fabric and draping done well. But I think I've seen a lot of things where it's not done well. And like when someone brings you like, well, they don't bring it to you, but like, how do you feel about
I'm pretty
draping?
lucky. I don't like, we started, this is the thing. It's like people are bringing me my own references from like
I want that one.
2020, like 6 years later or something, right? And I'm like, we've already done it. We can come up with something better for you. And that's like really all it takes is like, yeah, that's so pretty. Thank you. We're going to do something better for you. That's it.
How did you do, and without giving the secrets away, but like, how did you do that one crazy ceiling where it looked like a bunch of twinkle lights?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Did you like build a dome?
Yeah, we built like a ceiling in the ceiling, you know, under the ceiling. And I have video, I was just looking at it the other day of like the fire inspector making me cut chunks of the ceiling out and that kind of thing, because you do have to let the sprinklers come through. And there was one that
how long did that take to build?
I covered, I think probably 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the biggest build you've done?
About a week. Yeah, about a week.
Full ground up houses in a week.
It's like floors, ceiling, walls.
Okay, so then what are you excited about? Is there anything that like you're working on right now? I know you're like under NDAs for your clients and stuff, but is there something you could tease?
Yes, I'm doing Daniel Arsham and Jackie's wedding, and I'm excited to like collaborate with him. You know, because he's definitely gonna work on it with us. So I'm really excited about that.
And when you're getting clients now, is it like, are they like DMing you? Is it coming through your website? Is it like a personal reference? Like,
it's all like different. Yeah. So it could be like a DM or like sometimes a regular booking inquiry through the site. But sometimes they find someone that knows me or something. It's so nice.
And ask for like an intro.
Yeah. Or like, can I have her number or email or whatever? Yeah.
Amazing. So you're excited about that. Nothing you can tease about that wedding though?
No. Nothing I can tease. No.
So you're excited about the couple and collaborating, but like, Melissa, we need you to tell us what's the future, because you're always doing the future. So tell us, drop some nuggets.
Oh my God. Someone asked me like what makes a good party actually this weekend. And I was like, you can't have any lags, which is like, okay, so you get to the party and then there might be like a lag in valet to take your car.
A lag.
Yeah,
I said legs. Oh, your Canadian accent came out for a second.
My God. You know what? It's not even my Canadian accent. It's according to the people who comment on my videos, it's my LA drag.
Oh.
Yeah, or my vocal fry.
You have vocal fry? Is that what
That's what they tell me. I didn't know. I didn't know until we had this video get like, I think it was 24 million views or something. That's where I really found out.
Oh.
Yes.
People said you had fry.
They were like, can't listen to her, but do like her work. Will be watching on mute, which is a really big flex.
Okay.
They're like, hate you. The work is good.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'm going to mute you. Don't want to listen to you, but definitely want to watch. And you know,
you'll take it.
It comes.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Whatever. I don't want to listen to them either.
So
probably
no lags.
No lags. You can't have any lags. That's so the flow has to be really
and the
really
time.
smooth.
Yeah, you're big on the timing and transitions.
I'm big on transitions. I'm big on timing, and I'm big on designing an event for your guests. Not for yourself. I know. It's not about you. It's about your guests.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion.
Well, I think so many people get caught up on what they want, right? Because they're thinking like, oh, I've been to a wedding and I saw that and I really like that. But they're not thinking about it from like actually like 150 people's experience and what they're coming through. So it's like they're designing something maybe like, or they're thinking through something that's like what they would ideally like, but they're not thinking about, oh, there's grandparents, there's cousins, people are traveling from out of town, or so it makes sense.
Yeah, I think, what makes weddings so unique and so different from any other thing is that this group of people, this specific group of people will probably never be together ever again in one space. Probably ever again, So it's very, very unique. All those people have something in common, which is you. But, it's not like those 200 people are going to spend Christmas together or, whatever. They're not all coming to your graduation or, anything like that. So it's really, really a unique kind of, you're celebrating your marriage, but also it's just like a unique group of people, and you have to account for those people in that room
and their needs and what they're going to want and
what makes sense for them. I was in like a hotel or an airport lounge. I was traveling for a destination event, and there's a bunch of people in the lounge talking shit, okay, about the wedding they were going to, and not the people, and I get a lot of comments of like, well, if they don't want to blah, 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 then they don't have to come to my wedding, which is the wrong attitude, okay? If you invite 200 people anywhere, you have to take care of them. You have to think about how to make it easy for them. And what these people were complaining about was like, wait, well, when is this? Wait, what are we supposed to be wearing to that? Is that walking distance? Are they sending a car? Can we get Ubers there where we're going? And that is the thing. They knew nothing. And all of that has to be taken care of. If you are going to get people to like get on a plane, and I don't know where they were going.
A train.
A plane, train, an automobile. If you're like, they don't know when they're getting there. Are we gonna walk? Should we be bringing flats? Is it formal? Is there food there? Is it, they don't know. And you have to, obviously they weren't assuming, oh my God, every single thing is going to be taken care of. And that's what they need to assume. Yeah. And that's what
you need to anticipate the needs of your guests. Because at the end of the day, you're hosting the party. Even though it's your party, you're hosting.
You are the host.
I think you said that in the last episode, and it stuck with me that like, you're hosting a party.
Yes, absolutely. And if you had a bunch of people coming to your house, you would never, they wouldn't have all these questions. Like they would know if they're coming for dinner, if it's a movie night, if it's like champagne in the garden, they would know if it was someone's birthday. They would know all these things, so you have to do that also for your
You have to anticipate, and you have to basically let them know in advance.
Yes. And you don't want people getting on a plane, okay, to go to your wedding. And then also when they get there, it's also another like 2-hour bus ride. And then it's also a, whatever.
And they don't have snacks, so they didn't know.
Exactly. They didn't know they can prep. Like you don't want people. I always say, like, if the hotel is less nice than my house, don't invite me. But I'm talking about myself, okay? Like I'm not going on this might sound awful, but I'm so comfortable at home. It's because I'm a homebody. But if the hotel we're going to is less nice than my house, I don't want to go.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I just want to stay home. And for your guests, you have to kind of think about that. Not if it's like more or less nice than the house, but it's more like if they're going to be able to like call a car and plan out their snacks and know what if they are able to do that at their home, like, oh, I found out that it's on a beach, let me go switch shoes. They have to be able to do that at your destination wedding too.
And I think destinations for me are like the ideal way to host a party.
Okay.
Because for me, I'm like less people. You're comfortable with a big guest count, but like I like the idea of small, intimate.
Yes.
Because like you said, this group of people is not going to be together ever really again in a room. It's like I like it to feel like a party, like an intimate party where everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
Because like I've been invited as plus ones to weddings, and
I never get invited.
I was going to actually ask you that. Like, how many weddings do you get?
No one ever invites me.
Yeah. Because they're like afraid of the judgment?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me. I was saying this to Mario Carbone. He was doing this wedding for us, and he was saying that he's missing a wedding. And then I was like, oh my God, you got invited to a wedding? I never get. And he was like, no, same. I never get invited to weddings. And I was like, why do you think? He said, who cares? So I was like, oh yeah, who cares? Totally. But I can't stop thinking.
It's funny because when I first started Loverly, and when we were like starting to grow really fast on Instagram, and Instagram was new, this is like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I found that I got
more than 10 years. We've been friends for longer.
Yeah. So I started at 15 years ago, but Instagram started like 10 years ago. Okay. So when Instagram started and like social was where like we would start featuring weddings on Instagram. I started getting a lot of invitations to weddings from like people that were like sorority sister, but I was like not that close with her, or like someone from high school that I hadn't seen in a while.
I want to come.
And well, I didn't go to a lot of them. I started to say like, it's rude. Like you literally haven't called me to check in on me. And then like I got a wedding invitation. I was like, it was a weird.
You're just showing off. Well, because you got all these wedding invites and I don't get any wedding invites.
Hold on. This was like 10 years ago. No one invites me anymore. Okay. I haven't been invited to a wedding in a very long time. Outside of my brother who's getting married very soon.
What? My brother's getting married. My twin brother's getting married.
My little brother is, I'm pointing because he's our producer. Yeah. He's getting married. And it's very exciting.
It is very exciting.
But like, that's the only wedding I've been invited to in a very.
Same.
But I feel like in my 20s and 30s, everyone got married, and then I feel like then people who got married older were doing smaller things. But going back to these invitations, I think it was because they thought it was like a step closer for them to be like featured in like somehow like either on Loverly or like Vogue or New York Times. I have nothing to do with New York Times weddings or Vogue. Like I'm just Loverly. Like I can't help you. But maybe they thought I would like promote their wedding because I was there. Like I would take a photo and I don't know. Anyways, I didn't go. But there was like maybe like 4 invitations that felt fringy. But I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. Well, whatever. I can't go anyway, so I'm not going to.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, when I was planning my engagement party, they didn't even cross the. Like they weren't even like a tier C. It was like I hadn't talked to them since I got that piece of mail.
Right. Well, nobody invites me. That's all I'm taking is that you're more popular than me.
I guess I was, but now I'm like a homebody. So
same.
You know, we have a few more minutes, and I wanted to ask you one thing. Like, do you ever or could you ever envision like what your wedding will look like?
Yeah, I think I'll just kind of think about it at that time.
Yeah,
I'm definitely not like. I don't have that. I don't have that
premeditated. Yeah.
No, because
when you could plan, like, you think you could do it? Because I feel like a lot of creative people get like blocked by like their own because you do it professionally.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about me, but I'm not gonna think about it until I have to.
Okay.
Yes, because I'll get bored, I'll get tired of the idea, and also I'll give it away.
You'll give it away. Yeah, you'll give it to the next. Yeah, because you have that creative idea.
Yeah, I'll have more. Amazing. More ideas, meaning.
Yeah. Yes. Unlimited flow.
Unlimited flow, but too many.
Yeah.
I would actually like to stop the flow. I would get more sleep.
This has been the Loverly Wedding Podcast. We are hosted by Kelly Khalil, produced by Natasha Barkman, Kayla Fitzgerald, and Jennifer Alvarado. Watch the podcast on YouTube by subscribing to our channel, and you can follow and listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, and every major RSS feed.